all the reports that I'm reading from as far back as the 2020 Combine training camp that just started up are statements from Anthony Lynn saying that Justin Jackson will be, quote, a key part, end quote, of this Chargers backfield. And how he wants to use Ekeler, he's been mentioning that he wants to use Ekeler as a receiving weapon and not their primary rusher. He wants to make a 1-2 punch in that backfield. If Jackson had produced more last year in that span, I would be so much higher on him. He's had his moments. You remember in that playoff game in 2018, he stepped up when Gordon left with injury. But to me, he seems more like an Austin Ekeler backup than a workhorse back or between the tackles power back, which is why we saw his involvement in the passing game actually decrease relative to his rookie season in his second year in the NFL. And then you enter early fourth-round draft pick Joshua Kelley out of UCLA. Kelley has 15 pounds on Ekeler and Jackson. He produced at a high level in college as a workhorse back, rushing for over 1,000 yards, getting involvement in the receiving game, putting up double-digit touchdowns in his junior and senior seasons. Very impressive college resume from Joshua Kelley. And he's the highest draft capital with a fourth-round pick. That's not anything crazy, but that's more than seventh-round pick Justin Jackson and undrafted free agent Austin Ekeler. So I think based on the coach speak, as much as I might disagree, Justin Jackson is the first man up in LA next to Ekeler. He's probably the guy that I'm going to take the upside shot on in my draft. But, I mean, if I have to take a running back to carry the load and be a true workhorse in this backfield, it'd probably actually be Joshua Kelley. He seems to me like the real Melvin Gordon prototype player with the skill set of a workhorse back. It's just the skill set. The skill set is different. I'm not saying he's anywhere near the efficiency of the other two guys. If Justin Jackson isn't producing and Kelley's out there on waivers, I think he's a guy that I'm going to pick up and stash, especially with the extra needed depth this season. So just keep your eyes on Kelley. It seems like Jackson's the 2 and Kelley's breathing right down his neck as the 3. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. If you're taking a shot in the last rounds, which one are you going with?
I'll take Justin Jackson just because he's proven it and he's done it before. I think this year, especially a fourth-round rookie, might take some time to get worked in. I could be dead wrong on that. I look at those high-value handcuffs as like Pollard, Madison, Chase Edmonds, and Justin Jackson. We talked about him as like a half high-value handcuff because he could get the role if Ekeler was to go down, but we still don't really know. So I wouldn't, I'd rather take a shot on other guys in that range anyway. I'm probably out on drafting either Jackson or Josh Kelley this season.